Hello book lover, welcome to my channel. My name is Kay and today I have for you a big old Christian and clean fiction book haul. So I fear I may have went a little overboard. Psych. The only thing we're fearing around here is the Lord, baby. Say, girl, that was a little too much. That was a little too much. That's okay. Over the last several months, I have collected a lot of books. I don't remember the last time I actually did an official book haul video, but I think it might have been the fall time, and then I've just shown you like randomly here and there a few books that I've picked up. I have been undergoing the project of getting rid of all of my books that aren't clean or aren't Christian, and so a lot of them I have listed on Pango Books if there's like no spice in them. A lot of them I have taken to half-price books. A lot of them I have just like thrown away if I feel particularly convicted about them. And then a lot of them I've given to friends and family. I've donated, all the things. I've gotten rid of a lot of books. That meant my shelves were looking kind of empty. And we cannot have empty bookshelves. Like, hello, that is just super depressing. So I've collected quite a few books. I think I have 57 books, 57 new books in this video. But I am not going to go into the synopsi. We're not going to go into the synopsi. I'm making that a word, you guys. I don't know if that's a word, but it should be. I'm not going to give you details about every single book. I'm just going to tell you why I picked it up. But every single book is clean or Christian. I'm just gonna go by genre and show you all my new books, okay? Christian fantasy. I think only one of these are technically clean fantasy. I am wary when it comes to the fantasy genre in particular being deemed clean, because a lot of times there's actually not like super clean stuff in it. So when it comes to fantasy, I want to go specifically for Christian fiction fantasy. But I have one clean one that I'm really hopeful for. So we'll just see how it goes. First, I want to go over a few that I actually had friends send me like from Christmas time, and I just haven't like shown you guys what they sent me, so I need to do that. Alliance Bride by J.L. Knight, and my sweet friend Victoria from Hot Cocoa Books sent this to me, and it's actually signed by the author. I'm really excited to get into this. This is a medieval Christian fantasy romance, but I've heard there's no magic in this, and I've heard that if you like, is it like Norse something? I don't think it's mythology, but I don't know. It's historical fantasy world romance, and I really love J.L. Knight. I've read Resistance by her, and the faith content absolutely blew me away, so I'm excited to read a Christian romantasy by her. And also, there's not a lot of Christian adult romantasy, which there is a huge gap in the market for that. So if you're an author watching this and you like romantasy and you're a Christian, you should write some Christian romantasy for us adult gals, because I don't want to read about 17-year-olds all the time. Alliance Bride, I'm really excited about this, and thank you so much, Victoria, for sending me this. And then I have Ariadne in Ariadne and the Legend of the Fire Rose by Kristi A. Cole. If you guys don't know, Kristi A. Cole is actually a Christian booktuber here on YouTube, and she wrote this book, and she is just like a Disney princess in real life. She's so stinking cute. But my friend, book lover Amanda, sent me this for Christmas, and it was just the absolute sweetest surprise in the world, and I definitely want to read this. One, because Amanda sent it to me and I love her and I'm so grateful, and then also because I want to support Kristi, and I've heard nothing but wonderful things about this book. Thank you, sweet Amanda, for sending me this. And then finally, I was part of a Christmas book exchange with other Christian booktubers. My secret sister was Chrissie from Chrissie's Purple Library, and she sent me the Circle series by Ted Dekker. This is an omnibus, so it's all of the books in one, which is just like the coolest thing ever. My collar is all out of place. We can't have that. Okay. I don't know much about this series. I've just heard it is a must fantasy read for Christians, so I'm really excited to read it, and I'm so grateful for Chrissy sending this to me and sending me like all of the volumes in one. So the titles go by color, and I think maybe there's like color magic or something in this world. The colors of the books are black, red, white, and green. So The Circle, thank you, Chrissy, for sending me this. So those are all the books that people sent to me. Now let's go over the ones that I bought, which is everything else in this video. So okay, hear me out. I did not like buy all of these books at full price. Most books I get from thrift books, and I had rewards points, so I got a few free books from thrift books. I get a lot from Pango Books, Mercari, eBay, and they're all like way discounted there. And then if I sell books, I use that money to buy books. So I don't want people to think that I'm going in debt for all of these books. All of the books in this entire video, I've probably honestly spent $150 on, and that is money that I sold books, so I bought books with that money. So they were all free, right? Girl math, girl math. Here are the books that I did buy. So I got the sequel to Resistance, The King's Scrolls by J.L. Knight. I need to read this, y'all. It's honestly smaller than Resistance, so I wasn't expecting this, but I loved the first book so much. I just need to move on it. I'm on like an Ashley Willingham fantasy kick right now, so I think I'm gonna read her last book that just came out, and then I'm going to move on and probably continue this series as my next fantasy series to conquer. I just love her writing. Book 2, it is now hauled. This was one of those accidental buys. I went to Half Price Books, and I have learned to look at the publishers like on the spines of books. So I know Christian publishers now. I can pretty much go through a store, and if I see a Christian publisher, I'm like, okay, that's a book that I can buy because it's safe. And this was actually on their discount aisle for like $1, and it is called The Return to Alistair by L.A. Kelly, but this is actually book 3 in a series. But I was intrigued by the cover and then also by the blurb on the back. I'm not gonna read the blurb again on the back because I need to find the first book now because I kind of like forget what this one was about. But anyway, I'll put the first one on the screen if you're looking for a Christian fantasy. But this was super discounted, Christian publisher, so I bought that one. This next book, my sweet friend Lucy from the Lucy Chronicles, she was raving about this book series and told me that I would love it. And I have a little boy, he's 2 years old, so if you hear him in the background, he lives here. But my friend Lucy, she actually was reading this series, The Wing Feather Saga by Andrew Peterson, and she was just raving all about it. So I had some rewards points on Amazon, and so I decided to buy this. This is book 1, and here in the next several years, I would love to have some Christian middle grade books ready to go for my son to read. But I've heard this is just so wonderful and that this is an amazing middle grade series. So this is the only middle grade book that I've bought in a very long time. It just seems adorable, okay? Christian author, Christian themes, middle grade book. If you're looking for one for a loved one, The Wing Feather Saga has had nothing but amazing reviews. This next book is the clean fantasy book that I bought, and you guys, I am wanting to love this book so much with my entire heart. I'm scared to read it, but I'm dying to read it. So I don't know if this author is a Christian or not, so I'm hoping there aren't any worldly themes in it or sin being glorified. I reached out to the author and I told her like, hey, I'm a Christian booktuber and I've seen your books and they look totally up my alley. I am a mood reader and these look very springy. Are these books set in the springtime? And she was like, yes, they're absolutely all spring books. So I bought the first one, and that is Tempest and Tea Leaves, The Charmed Leaf Legacy by Rachel Morgan. This is Regency cozy fantasy. Cozy fantasy in the Regency era. Do I need to say anything else? I don't think so. So I like want to love this so bad. I'm just really hoping there's not a bunch of worldly things in it. So when I do read it, I will let y'all know all the tea. Okay, so that concludes the fantasy. Now there are 2 nonfiction books that I have picked up, and the internet makes me very intimidated to talk about Christian nonfiction because I get the most hate comments on my videos when I talk about Christian nonfiction because not everybody agrees with every single teacher and all of that stuff. And I just want to say, if you don't have anything actually helpful to say, please don't leave a comment because I am just ready to just not talk about Christian nonfiction at all. But I know some people want to know about these books, and I'm here to talk about books. So if you can't be nice, if you don't have anything actually genuinely helpful to say, and by that I mean by leaving comments like the author's name and then just stop. I can't believe you would talk about this author on your YouTube channel. You know, people get really angry, okay? If you don't have anything actually helpful and constructive to say, just move on, okay? We are trying to keep this a kind and helpful place to talk about books. So anyway, I bought 2 Christian nonfiction parenting books. One is called Boundaries with Kids by Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. It says, How Healthy Choices Grow Healthy Children. My therapist recommended this book to me and she said that it is great. And then this book, Raising Amazing, Bringing Up Kids Who Love God, Like Their Family, and Do the Dishes Without Being Asked. That sounds like everything I want. By Monica Swanson. This book was actually recommended to me by a very sweet, close, dear friend of mine, and she absolutely loved it. I trust her judgment. I'm going to read this at some point this year. Yeah, so those are the two nonfiction parenting books that I have harnessed. Is that the right word? Okay, next we're gonna move on to mystery. I scored the entire If I Live series by Terry Blackstock, books 1, 2, and 3. I read all of these with Kindle Unlimited, and I was obsessed with this series so much, but I didn't have actual copies. Well, somebody sold the whole series to me from Mercari, I think for like $8. So I bought the whole series and they're in very good condition. Love this series. Can't recommend it enough. If you like mystery, thriller, suspense, this series is for you. And my sweet friend Megan, her book officially came out. This is a super sweet, cozy mystery and it's just adorable. I bought it, I read it, I loved it. So I went and picked it up actually this past weekend. Beatrice Ophelia is Flickering Out by Megan Garrick, and I just adore this book. If you like cozy mysteries, you should check this one out. Okay, now let's move on to classics. So the first one I did show you guys in my TBR video, but The Secret Garden by, I can't ever say this author's name or remember it, Frances Hodgson Burnett. My sweet friend Liv from Liv's Library sent me this book as a congratulations for hitting 10,000 subscribers here on BookTube, and just the sweetest gift ever, but also like the prettiest copy of this book ever. So I will actually be reading this in like a week or two and I just cannot wait. The next book I have collected is War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I love this cover so much. Like, it's the colors, the painting look, it's so pretty. But I read Anna Karenina by him last year. I absolutely loved it. And then a few weeks ago, a few of my patrons in my Discord group were talking about this book, reading this book, talking about how much they love it. And so I was like, okay, I need to collect it. I need to just buy it because I actually really enjoyed Anna Karenina. So that means I'll probably enjoy other works by Tolstoy too, I think. Now this book is a doozy. I bought East of Eden by John Steinbeck on eBay and I don't know what to do, you guys, so I need your help. This book, when I open it, like, you know how sometimes you open a book and you smell it and you're like, oh yes, this has the best book smell ever. This book reeks. Like, it smells like mildew so bad, but the pages are fine. Like, everything's dry. There's no mold or anything on it. It just legitimately smells so bad. I was actually going to buddy read this book with my friend Lauren Jean, and I got this in the mail and I was like, Lauren, I can't do it. Can we read something else? Because it smells so bad. If you have any tips and tricks for getting musty, gross smell out of books, please let me know because I need help, because I want to read this book at some point, but it just smells so bad. And they're so expensive. Like, you can't find this book brand new without spending at least $20 right now. I got this on eBay because it was the most affordable one, which is probably why it smells so bad, but it's in great condition. So anyway, help. Oh, I just got a whiff of it. All right, help please. Let's move on to contemporary. So both of these books I actually got in Book Outlet because somebody used my referral code, and so Book Outlet sent me $5. So thank you, whoever used my referral code. But I got two books by Charles Martin. I got Wrapped in Rain and Long Way Gone. I have heard nothing. My child is currently grabbing the baby monitor camera. Zion, leave that be. What are you doing, man? So I have heard Charles Martin's name in my comment section since I started Christian BookTube, and I have not yet read something by him. And so I definitely want to. I think they made one of his books into a movie recently, so he's pretty popular, and this one is a USA Today bestseller, and it's a Christian fiction book. So it's by Thomas Nelson Publishers. I've heard his faith content is absolutely fantastic. I don't really know too much about this one, but this one, Long Way Gone, I believe it is a retelling of like the prodigal son, but in modern day, and he's a musician. This is a radical retelling of the prodigal son story. It takes us from tent rivals, to the Ryman Auditorium, to the tender relationship between broken man and the father who never stopped calling him home. So Charles Martin, I have to read him sooner than later. I'd probably say that with every single book. I want to read every single book that I've collected, okay? Okay. On eBay, there was a seller selling a whole bundle of Mandy Blake books. So I think I spent $20 to $30 on all of these Mandy Blake books. They are well loved. The spines are a little worn in, but I am okay with that. That doesn't hurt me. I don't know how much to tell. I'm just gonna hold up 2 of these because I got a lot. The Love in Blackwater series by Mandy Blake. I talked about this in my last reading wrap up. If you want to know anything about it, I absolutely love this series so much. I'm halfway through it. And then I got the first book in this bundle in the Wolf Creek Ranch series by Truth is a Whisper. So if you like modern day romance, a little bit of cheesy, but make it Christian, and you like cowboys, I think Mandy Blake might be the author for you. So this is cowboy, small town, that kind of stuff. This one is not cowboy, but kind of cowboys come into it in the other series because they're in the same town. Mandy Blake romances, faith content is incredible. Okay, now we're gonna move on to all of the historical romance books that I got, and I plead the fifth. That's all I have to say. I plead the fifth. Let's get into it. So first I collected a few books from Lynn Austen. So I had credit at the half-price bookstore, and I saw this book by Lynn Austen, Legacy of Mercy, and I thought that is one of the most beautiful historical fiction covers I've ever seen, not realizing it was the sequel in a series. So I found the first book, Waves of Mercy, on Pango Books for $1. I have the duology, the Waves of Mercy duology. I've heard this is fantastic. It's going into lots of faith content because it's Lynn Austen, but this goes into, I think, a romance and difference in societal standing, like rich and poor maybe. And then I also got A Proper Pursuit by Lynn Austen. This one's in like a little bit of more rough shape, but I think this is one of my free books that I got from Thrift Books. But one of my sweet friends has been recommending this book to me for months, and she said it's so hilarious. This takes place in Chicago in the late 1800s, so Victorian era Chicago, and she said it's hilarious. She laughs every time she reads this book, and so I'm thinking it's gonna be kind of those Regency vibes, but put it in Chicago in the 1800s, Victorian era, you know? So those are the 3 Lynn Austen books that I've collected, and I can't wait to read more by her. I feel like I need to rapidly go through the rest of these because there's not too much that I know about them all. I just know I had a lot of credit, I had gift cards, I had free redeemable books on Thrift Books, and I just was looking for all these different historical romance Christian authors that I've heard great things about, so I wanted to try some of their books. So I got a lot. We have Miss Sarah M. Eden. If you've been on my channel within the past 6 weeks, you know that I have fallen in love with Sarah Eden. Her Lancaster Family series is absolutely fantastic, but her books are so difficult to find, like on Amazon. So I have just been watching on Pango, Mercari, Thrift Books, eBay, like everywhere online. I have like notifications set that if a book gets listed and it's like an affordable price, I will buy it because her books have been so hard to find. So this is just one of them. This is one of her standalones called For Elise, and she is like super knowledgeable about the Regency era, so she just writes a ton of Regency romance. But I have collected all of the Lancaster Family series, the John Quill Brothers series, and then I've started to collect some of her standalones from here to here on this shelf. Let's see. Yeah, I can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 of the books I've collected are Sarah M. Eden, if that doesn't tell you how much I love her. She is just a clean Regency era romance author, so a lot of my books are hers. Anyway, let's move on to the other historical romance books I got. This was one of my half-price books, A Tailor-Made Bride by Karen Whitemeyer. I have heard nothing but fantastic things about this author. She is a Christian romance, historical romance author, and I just need to read one of her books finally. I have one other one on the shelf, and I've just heard that she's so funny and that her faith content is fantastic. This stack of books right here are all from the label Proper Romance. So Proper Romance, they are a clean romance brand, clean historical fiction romance. I wanted to show you the ones I've collected. Oh, okay, actually I have another, Sarah. The Tides of Time. This is a time travel romance. So if you like time travel in books, this is a time travel historical fiction romance that you could definitely put on your radar. The Secret of India Orchid by Nancy Campbell Allen. I honestly don't know anything about this. I had a free redeemable book and it was Proper Romance, so I thought I would give another one a shot. A Heart Worth Stealing by Joanna Barker. I have heard Joanna Barker is absolutely fantastic, so I think I bought 2 of her books and this was one of them. And this is, yep, definitely Regency era. It is England 1802. A Heart Revealed by Josie S. Kilpatrick. She is another one of those Regency era writers that I think she's wrote a lot in the Regency era, and so I just wanted to check out something of hers. The Orchids of Ashthorne Hall by Rebecca Anderson. This is going to be a late Victorian era romance. And this is the final stack. These are the other historical fiction romance books that are not from the Proper Romance line. A Game of Hearts by Joanna Barker. I will actually be reading this one this month, hopefully. All I know is this one has a girl who loves archery and it's the Regency era, and she really wants to do archery with the men's group, but they say no, so she decides to make a women's group of archery, and of course it's a romance, so there's going to be some love in there, and I'm sure enemies to lovers of sorts. Competition. Why isn't it competition to lovers? I feel like it should be competition to lovers. I think that's a better way because they're not necessarily mortal enemies. They could be. I haven't read this, so I don't know. But anyway, that was just a bunny rabbit trail. Next, I got The Belle of Belgrave Square by Mimi Matthews. I read a book by Mimi Matthews maybe 3 years ago, and I really, really adored it. It was a novella during Christmas time. I saw this. I think this is actually like maybe the second in a series. I might be wrong on that. I wanted to read another one by her, and this was giving me Beauty and the Beast vibes. So just with the blue and the yellow book. So I don't know if this is some sort of like spin-off of Beauty and the Beast or not. A Defense of Honor by Kristi Ann Hunter, another huge Christian historical fiction romance writer that I've heard nothing but amazing things about. It looks like she is a Rita Award-winning author, which I believe is like a Christian book award. This one just sounds so amazing, and it's also one of my favorite covers. I just think it's so pretty. The other book by Kristi Ann Hunter that I got is A Noble Masquerade, because I've had so many friends read this and say it's one of the funniest Christian Regency romance books that they've read, so I just had to pick it up. So back in June or July, when I put on Instagram that I was changing my books, that I wanted to read more Christian romance books instead, somebody, a sweet, lovely lady, slid into my DMs and she said, "You need to read The Spice King by Elizabeth Camden." And she said, "And don't worry, it's not that kind of spice." So this has just been in the back of my mind for months and months because it was one of the first recommendations I got, and I found it on Thrift Books, so I decided I would go ahead and get it so I can look at it and remember that I want to read this book. Now, I don't know what era this takes place in, but I think it's historical. Okay, this is May 1900 in Washington, D.C. The next book I picked up was Shadows of Swanford Abbey by Julie Klassen. This is a Regency era romance, but it's also a mystery. So I thought that would be perfect to read, especially in the fall time. And the cover, it's just beautiful, but it also looks kind of a little spooky. Like you're wondering like, what are you doing there, girl? Who are you snooping on? In the back of this one, I got this one at Half Price Books, and it said Agatha Christie meets Jane Austen in this atmospheric Regency tale brimming with mystery, intrigue, and romance. And I just said, okay, twist my arm. Twist my arm. The next book I got, this one was on Pango Books, is A Proper Scandal by Esther Hatch. This is a clean Regency era romance, but the name of this book just has me so intrigued. Like, it's a proper scandal, a proper scandal. And I actually bought this book, I think it was free on Kindle several months ago, so I bought and downloaded it on Kindle, and then there was a Pango Bookshop having a sale where if you spent so much, you would get free shipping and you would get a discount. So I saw this in her bookshop on Pango Books, so I bought it. Anyway, the front says, when there is a deadline, oh wait, I have to put on the Regency voice. When there is a deadline to be wed, to what lengths will a lady go to find her chosen gentleman? The last book, Yours Truly, Thomas by Rachel Fordham. I have heard fantastic things about this author, and I think this was another one where it was on her Pango store, so I wanted to buy it and get a discount. And I saw this author and I knew she was a Christian author, but this book is about a gal who finds a love letter and she wants to reunite the love letter with the person who it's supposed to go to. I've just heard she has amazing faith threads, and I don't think this is Regency era. Okay, yeah, this is Washington, D.C., 1883. So we've got another Washington, D.C., and this is going to be Victorian era. So I'm really excited to try this author. Okay, my friends. That was a lot. You guys need to see this aftermath. I'll show it to you here in a second. Yeah, there's a lot of books all over my bed right now. Anywho, if you've read any of these books, please let me know in the comments what you thought of them or if you saw a favorite here. And if you made it this far in the video, will you please leave me a stack of books emoji for a book haul? And you can also tell me if there's a book that you hauled recently that you really loved. Maybe it was a book you picked up on a whim and it ended up being a favorite. Anything fun like that. I just love to know what you guys are reading and what you guys are loving so we can connect over that. But I just want to say thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end. Thank you for the love and support on my channel. I was planning to do a bookshelf tour in this video too, but I didn't want it to be so long. So I believe next week a bookshelf tour organization will be coming. So stay tuned for that. I just hope you have an absolute blessed week. If you have sunshine, we have sunshine today. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Get out there. Get some vitamin D. I hope you have the absolute best week ever, and I will see you next time. Bye!